Hello everyone, my name is Reema Sharma and today we have with us Dr. Kshitij Kothari, gastroenterologist and liver specialist in Pune. So hello Dr. Kothari.
Hi.
So Dr. Kothari, what we want to understand first is like why liver health is so important when we talk about human health overall.
See, because our liver is one of the most important organ and it performs approximately more than 500 functions of your body. Means whatever you eat, whatever you drink, or whatever is absorbed from your body has to go to your liver before it reaches another organ. So liver is like a chowkidar of your body.
True.
So this is very important. This is one of the most important organ of your body. And suppose that if it is damaged, or if there is even a small amount of inflammation or the swelling in the liver, so this can lead to the lot of changes in your body.
Right. So doctor, we hear a lot about fatty liver.
Yeah.
What all diseases are associated with fatty liver other than liver and liver diseases?
So first of all, let me clarify what exactly the fatty liver is. So fatty liver, it is the fat in your liver cells. So when the amount of fat in your liver is more than 5%, we call this as fatty liver. And when this fat start damaging your liver cells, so this leads to the fibrosis of liver cells. We call this as a fibrosis of liver cells. And this fibrosis of liver cells eventually may lead to the development of cirrhosis of liver or liver cancers. This is related to the liver only. But if you consider the overall health, so nowadays the studies are coming up that your grade 3 fatty liver or the fibrosis of liver is related to increased risk of heart disease. This is also increased risk of your brain stroke. Even nowadays, some people are saying that diabetes is a liver disease rather than the pancreatic disorders. Also, this fatty liver or the fibrosis of liver has great connection with colon cancer.
So basically, fatty liver is very dangerous.
Yes.
So when it comes to diagnosis of fatty liver, how do you diagnose it? What are the early symptoms and clinical diagnosis of fatty liver? How do you do that?
So coming to the symptoms of fatty liver disease, your liver don't have any nerves for pain. Means even if your liver is damaged approximately up to 80%, the patient may feel normal. So as such, there are no exact symptoms of fatty liver disease or any liver disease. So when the liver is damaged 80 to 90%, means more than 70%, then only the symptom appears in the form of jaundice, ascites, or the water in your stomach, or the patient may land up into the coma. But if you want to diagnose this fatty liver or any fibrosis of liver at earlier stage, so generally we advise liver function test, LFT that we call this. I think that the AST and ALT level is more important. Then we ask ultrasound of your abdomen. Also, a very important test that is known as transient elastography. So elastography, this test will measure the elasticity of your liver, or how much liver becomes stiff after that fat.
Okay.
So this is very important test, that is transient elastography. So generally most of the people or the layman call this test as a FibroScan. So actually FibroScan, it is the trade name, and the transient elastography, actually it is the test name.
So we also know about it's a FibroScan test. Generally people call it FibroScan test.
Yeah.
So as you are using all the latest techniques including FibroScan test, can you explain what exactly this is? Like what is FibroScan and how is it different from other tests like biopsy and all?
See, that as I already mentioned, this is FibroScan. It is a trade name or the brand name. The actual test name is transient elastography. So as the name suggests, it is the elastography. So we generally measure the elasticity of the liver, or we can call this, we generally measure a stiffness of the liver. Means how stiff your liver become. So this test is actually the advanced ultrasound. This is actually the advanced ultrasound, and this ultrasound will send the sound waves to the liver, and sound wave is transmitted back to that probe, and on that basis we can calculate the liver stiffness, and this is known as transient elastography. So we get the two values in the transient elastography, that is one is CAP score and one is LSM, that is liver stiffness measurement.
Okay.
So this FibroScans usually takes approximately 10 to 15 minutes. You need to come 3 hours of fasting, and it is easily done. Result also come within like 5 to 10 minutes, and it's finished within maximum half an hour. So you come to the clinic fasting for 3 hours, you go into the FibroScan room, it is done, we'll get the results, consultation happens, so that we can take the next actions on the basis of this transient elastography or the FibroScan report.
Okay, now I have a question. When you say that FibroScan, like all the precautions that we need to take, 3 hours fasting and all that, who should get FibroScan done? As you said that people are coming at a very later stage when the liver is already almost 70 to 80% damaged. So what do you suggest? Who should come for FibroScan test?
If you are every yearly, if you are taking your routine health checkup, so everyone should go for the FibroScan.
Okay.
It should be part of your routine health checkup, because liver is one of the most important organ. It is ignored by a lot of people, and nowadays lot of studies are coming that this fibrosis of liver is directly and indirectly related to a lot of diseases such as heart diseases, your brain disease, your colon cancer. So it's better, I think, everyone should get the FibroScan done. But specifically, if anyone is consuming alcohol on regular basis, patient is suffering from diabetes mellitus, if the patient is obese or
lifestyle is not good.
Lifestyle, the patient who is living sedentary lifestyle. Because see, whatever you do, your liver is getting affected.
Of course.
And in such situations, I think what the data is coming globally, which is saying that by the time 2045, that this non-alcoholic fatty liver will be one of the most leading cause of liver transplantation. So I think you should take care of your liver, and the FibroScan is ideal test to detect your liver health. Sometimes this your liver function test and the ultrasound of abdomen cannot detect the liver health exactly. Those can be normal in 30 to 40% cases. So I think everyone should get it, but the people who are alcoholic, hepatitis B positive, obese, diabetes mellitus, family history of cirrhosis or the autoimmune hepatitis, they should get FibroScan on the regular basis.
Is FibroScan same as liver biopsy?
No, it is not the same as liver biopsy, but we can say that the accuracy of FibroScan is approximately 80% as good as your liver biopsy. So previously the liver biopsy was used to diagnose that the patient is having liver disease or not. That we can do it with the FibroScan. But in some cases such as autoimmune hepatitis or drug-induced liver injury, so when you are having a diagnostic dilemma, means suppose that the patient is having liver disease, but what exactly is the etiology or what exactly the cause of liver disease is, in that situation FibroScan won't be able to diagnose the etiology or the cause, but it can tell you the patient is having liver disease or not. Biopsy can tell you approximately in 90% of the cases, it can tell you the diagnosis also.
Including the stage,
maybe stage also. No, I think the FibroScan tell you the stage of the liver disease also.
Okay.
So it has some values. So I think the FibroScan will tell you you are having the disease or what stage of the liver disease, or what can be the prognosis of the disease, of the liver disease. This we can diagnose with the help of FibroScan. However, having etiology or cause, in that case, the biopsy is better. But biopsy, it is very much painful. It requires needle,
and I'm sure
sometimes
not everybody requires.
And requires hospitalization also, and it has a lot of complications also. So, if you want to know that if you are having liver disease or not, the FibroScan is best. But when the patient goes into the hospital, patient has a burnt out liver disease, or we don't know the cause of liver disease, then only the biopsy is better. Otherwise, generally, I suggest the FibroScan or the transient elastography.
Okay, so आजकल हम लोग हमेशा कोशिश करते हैं कि जब हमने कोई टेस्ट करवाया तो रिपोर्ट हम खुद ही पढ़ लें.
Yes.
तो जब FibroScan का टेस्ट कोई पेशेंट करवाता है तो उसकी रीडिंग्स कैसी रहती हैं? मतलब एग्जैक्टली उसमें क्या क्या मेजरमेंट्स रहते हैं? क्या पेशेंट अंडरस्टैंड करते हैं खुद से?
देखिए, जब FibroScan का हम मतलब या ट्रांसिएंट इलास्टोग्राफी का हम जब रिजल्ट्स देते हैं तो उसमें दो वैल्यूज आती है. वन इज LSM, सो दैट इज LSM स्टैंड्स फॉर लीवर स्टिफनेस मेजरमेंट, जो कि हम किलो पास्कल में दिया जाता है. एंड सेकंड वन इज कैप स्कोर और कंट्रोल एटेन्यूएटेड पैरामीटर. ये दो वैल्यूज FibroScan करने के बाद आती है. तो सबसे पहली बात, LSM जो होता है लिवर स्टिफनेस, ये आपको बताता है कि आपका लिवर कितना स्टिफ है. तो जितनी कम इसकी वैल्यू रहेगी उतने हेल्दी आप हो या उतना हेल्दी आपका लिवर है, उतना आपका लिवर इलास्टिक है, प्लास्टिक नहीं है. दूसरी चीज कैप स्कोर जो होता है, कैप स्कोर ये बताता है कि अमाउंट ऑफ फैट इन योर लिवर. मतलब जितना ज्यादा इसका वैल्यू उतना ज्यादा फैट उस लीवर में प्रेजेंट। तो बहुत से लोगों का कैप स्कोर ज्यादा आता है बट LSM नॉर्मल रहता है, इसका मतलब पेशेंट को फैटी लीवर है बट फाइब्रोसिस नहीं है। तो जनरली LSM वैल्यू ये 6.5 या 7.3 के अगर नीचे होती है तो हम कहते हैं कि आपको फाइब्रोसिस नहीं है, और अगर कैप स्कोर की वैल्यू जब 240 के ऊपर जब आती है तो हम कहते हैं कि आपको फैटी लीवर है, एंड उसके हिसाब से हम कहते हैं कि लाइफस्टाइल मॉडिफाई करो और अलग अलग फिर एडवाइस दिए जाते हैं।
So what treatment do you suggest for fatty liver?
See, if you are having a grade 1 or the grade 2 fatty liver, so generally we ask for the lifestyle modification and some dietary changes such as reduce your carb and increase your protein. So ये 2 से 3 महीने का अगर आप लाइफस्टाइल चेंज करते हो तो ग्रेड 2 या मतलब ग्रेड 1 या ग्रेड 2 लिवर हो तो जनरली आपके मतलब इम्प्रूवमेंट आ जाता है। अगर फैटी लीवर का कॉज जैसे कि डायबिटीज है, हाई कोलेस्ट्रॉल लेवल है या फिर अल्कोहल है, तो फिर हम ऐसे चीज़ों को ट्रीट करते हैं। मतलब पेशेंट्स को कोलेस्ट्रॉल की दवा दी जाती है या फिर पेशेंट्स को अल्कोहल बंद करने किया जाता है, उसका डायबिटीज का स्ट्रिक्ट कंट्रोल किया जाता है। तो इसके बाद भी हम ग्रेड 1-2 में इम्प्रूवमेंट आता है। और फिर कोई अगर इंसान इसके बावजूद भी इम्प्रूव नहीं होता है तो एक सारोग्लिटाजार नामक ड्रग है जो कहा जाता है कि जिसमें फैटी लीवर में इम्प्रूवमेंट आता है। हम कुछ एंटीऑक्सीडेंट्स है जैसे कि विटामिन ई, मल्टीपल पेपर्स पब्लिश हुए जो कहता है कि फैटी लीवर में इम्प्रूवमेंट आता है। एंड द न्यूअर ड्रग विच इज रिसेंटली लॉन्च्ड that is not available in India right now, but I think within 2 or 3 months you may see that drug in India. That is the name as resmetirom.
Okay.
So वो अलग अलग ब्रांड नेम से आने वाला है। तो I think even a lot of people are importing that drug for the grade 2 or grade 3 fatty liver. तो उसकी वजह से अच्छा खासा grade 2 या grade 3 fatty liver में improvement आता है।
There are some very well-known drugs nowadays in the market. Even laymen are aware of Ozempic because of maybe the Bollywood industry or something.
Yeah.
So are they also playing some role in fatty liver treatment?
Yeah, it's very good question actually. अभी जो that Ozempic, that is a GLP-1 एनालॉग। सो ये जो GLP-1 जो होता है ये एक हार्मोन होता है जो कि खाना खाने के बाद इंटेस्टाइन में सिक्रेट होता है। फिर ये आपके मेटाबॉलिज्म को सेट करता है। मतलब ये आपके पैनक्रियाज को बोलता है कि भाई इंसुलिन अच्छा सिक्रेट कर, आपके ब्रेन को बोलता है कि खाना कम खाओ। ये जो हार्मोन होता है ये आपका मेटाबॉलिज्म का रीसेट बटन होता है। अब यही जब हार्मोन सिंथेटिकली उन्होंने बनाया है और एक इसका एक्शन फॉर द लॉन्ग टाइम के लिए है, तो इसे हम GLP-1 एनालॉग बोलते हैं। तो इसमें कैसा होता है कि ये इंजेक्शन की वजह से आपका मेटाबॉलिज्म सेट होता है। एज यू ऑलरेडी नो दैट दिस मेटाबॉलिज्म इज लिंक्ड टू योर liver disease or the fatty liver disease. So of course if the reason for your fatty liver disease metabolism related, then definitely this drug has a fantastic role. Even the lot of studies are coming up and which are saying that this drug is very useful for fatty liver disease, or even the patients who are getting fibrosis because of this metabolic associated steatotic liver disease, this drug is going to do wonders in those patients.
Okay. So if I may ask, like, so you prefer these drugs for weight loss as well as for fatty liver also?
Yes.
Fatty liver is of 2 types, as we all know, that non-alcoholic and alcoholic fatty liver. What is the difference, and like how do you understand that which is the alcoholic fatty liver and which is non-alcoholic fatty liver?
See that eventually it is the fatty liver disease. मतलब आपके लीवर में फैट जमा हो रहा है। कॉज उसका अगर फॉर एग्जांपल अगर कोई इंसान अगर अल्कोहल ले रहा है तो उसकी वजह से भी फैट डिपॉजिट हो सकता है, या फिर नॉन अल्कोहलिक जो इंसान अल्कोहल नहीं लेता बट उसको भी फैटी लीवर है तो उसमें जो कॉजेस आते हैं जैसे कि मतलब इसका मोस्ट कॉमनली रीजन होता है इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस। अब इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस के कॉजेस क्या है, जैसे कि डायबिटीज मेलाइटिस, second thing is your obesity, then high cholesterol level. The important thing is sedentary lifestyle. मतलब अभी तो आजकल हम नॉन अल्कोहलिक फैटी लिवर डिसीज के मतलब नॉन अल्कोहलिक के वजह से होने वाले फैटी लिवर ज्यादा देख रहे हैं rather than this अल्कोहलिक फैटी लिवर डिसीज। अभी तो टर्मिनोलॉजी भी उन्होंने चेंज कर दिया है, उसको हम मेटाबॉलिक एसोसिएटेड फैटी लिवर डिसीज कहते हैं। तो इसमें अगर आप डिफरेंस की बात करेंगे तो इवेंचुअली everyone goes to the stage, मतलब grade 1 fatty liver, this can go into the grade 1, 2, 3 fatty liver, then the inflammation sets in, फिर इन्फ्लेमेशन होने की वजह से फाइब्रोसिस ऑफ लीवर सेल्स हो जाता है, मतलब एक जो लीवर का जो सेल है वो स्टिप हो जाता है, और फिर अगर ये इंजुरीज कॉमन रही इन द फॉर्म ऑफ योर अल्कोहल और योर इंसुलिन रेजिस्टेंस और योर अदर मेटाबॉलिक प्रोडक्ट, तो ये जो स्कारिंग मतलब जो फाइब्रोसिस है, इट कैन टर्न इनटू द परमानेंट स्कारिंग, और उसके वजह से सिरोसिस होता है। बट अगर डिसीज पता चले एंड अल्कोहल इज द रीजन, तो इसका प्रोग्रेशन फास्ट हो सकता है, बहुत ज्यादा फास्ट होता है। मतलब अल्कोहल, अल्कोहलिक हेपेटाइटिस एंड सीरियस सिरोसिस, ये बहुत फास्ट प्रोग्रेस होगा। एंड जो NAFLD जो होता है या फिर MASLD जो मैंने बताया, मेटाबॉलिक एसोसिएटेड स्टेटोटिक लिवर डिसीज, इसका प्रोग्रेशन थोड़ा स्लो होगा, बट इन सम पेशेंट्स में वो भी अभी फास्ट हो सकता है। एंड दोनों को फिर सिरोसिस ऑफ लीवर एंड लीवर कैंसर का रिस्क दोनों को ही है।
सो व्हेन वी से सेडेंटरी लाइफस्टाइल जो है वो आपके लिवर सिरोसिस की तरफ हम लोग बढ़ रहे हैं, स्लोली मे बी, लेकिन हम बढ़ रहे हैं। सो व्हाट डू यू सजेस्ट मे बी टू आवर यंग व्यूअर्स दैट व्हाट शुड दे डू, व्हाट शुड बी देयर लाइफस्टाइल एंड यू नो टू स्टे अवे फ्रॉम एनी काइंड ऑफ लिवर डिजीजेस?
बेसिकली सिंपली it's like you should live a simple life. Daily exercise करना बहुत ही important है, and a moderate amount of exercise is important. Means a lot of people come to me and they says that doctor, I have walked, I have done I have completed 10,000 steps, और तो भी मेरे को फैटी लीवर आया है। तो जनरली what recommendation is as a treatment of liver disease, that you should do the 150 minute per week of moderate exercise or 75 per minute of heavy exercise. तो moderate exercise में मतलब walking comes under the light exercise. तो moderate exercise में आता है आपका brisk walking आ जाएगा, running आ जाएगा, योगा आ जाएगा, या फिर कोई स्पोर्ट्स आ जाएगा, साइकिलिंग बोलो, स्विमिंग बोलो, एनी स्पोर्ट्स बोलो, वो हेवी एक्सरसाइज में आ जाएगा। तो अगर आप 150 मिनट या 75 मिनट्स ऑफ मॉडरेट टू हेवी एक्सरसाइज करते हैं तो फैटी लीवर में कमी आ सकता है। देन यू शुड अवॉइड प्रोसेस फूड अवॉइड करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। देन अल्कोहल अवॉइड करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। यू नीड टू टेक एडिक्वेट अमाउंट ऑफ स्लीप, एट अप्रोक्सीमेटली 6 से 7 घंटा स्लीप लेनी चाहिए। स्ट्रेस अवॉइड कीजिए। तो ये बहुत सी चीजें अगर आप, एंड इफ यू लूज योर वेट 7 to 10%, so then also your fatty liver, means you need to maintain your BMI between 23 to 25, but it should not go above 25, but ideally is 23.
I want to know, like, these GLP medicines that we just spoke about, do you have to take it like lifelong, or is it like a duration that you just need to take it for this duration and then you can stop it?
Yeah, in this the results vary from person to person. Actually, if anyone is 140 kg and if he reaches 80 kg and if he continues good quality of healthy lifestyle and all, so he may not require the GLP-1 analogs for the lifelong time. But suppose that if any patients, we have seen a lot of patients, means they were 120 kgs, they have reached to the 80 kgs and they have stopped the GLP-1 analog, but again they have gone back to their lifestyle, so again they started getting their weight. So but only see this metabolic associated steatotic liver disease बोलो, आपका ओबेसिटी बोलो, ये एक सिंगल फैक्टर से कभी डिसाइड नहीं होता, ये एक मल्टीफैक्टोरियल होता है। GLP-1 एनालॉग जो इंजेक्शन है वो आपको हेल्प करते हैं आपका वेट कम करने में, और आपका अगर आपको कंटिन्यूअस मेंटेन करना है तो आपको वो इंजेक्शंस लाइफ टाइम लग सकता है। ये आपको हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल से भी अचीव किया जा सकता है, बट बहुत सी ट्रायल्स ऐसी बोल रही है कि ये जो इंजेक्शंस अगर लाइफ लॉन्ग अगर ले तो उसका रिजल्ट्स बेटर।
So doctor, can you sum up this whole conversation in one line ke how to keep your liver healthy? It can be for the today's generation who are living a very sedentary lifestyle, and maybe for the millennials who are having a lot of stress in their life.
So see, if you want to live a good life, so you should keep your liver healthy. आपके लीवर को खुश रखना बहुत जरूरी है, और अगर आपके लीवर को आपको खुश रखना है, एक्सरसाइज, अच्छा खाना, अच्छी नींद और जीरो या फिर ऑलमोस्ट बहुत कम स्ट्रेस लेना बहुत जरूरी।
Thank you so much.
Thank
So
you.
it was really very informative, Dr. Kshitij. Thank you so much for, and we really have loved having you. Thank you.
Thank you.